Can you just kind of talk about how whirlwind it's been for you since taking the job and rebuilding a roster, and now kind of this summer getting to see people on the field for the first time?
Well, when I first got the job, the first thing you do is you put your first 100-day plan together. And I'm coming up on day 100, or maybe it passed earlier this week, and then you realize you only did half of that stuff. So it's been exciting. Every day's been different, which is a good thing. As we just trying to tread the waters and kind of get adjusted to being here at Auburn.
What has it been like just kind of navigating the portal, like an SEC school now as opposed to your past experience being in a mid-major? Like just, do you see any differences in that, or just what has it been like kind of navigating this portal season as opposed to?
Well, I think some of the AAU coaches, they pick up on the first ring now. Before sometimes they would call you back later that day, but most coaches kind of pick up pretty early in the process. Now it says Larry Vickers Auburn next to it, but I'm calling the same people. I tell everybody the difference is I was calling for their sixth best player before, and now I'm calling for their best player. But it's the same people, which kind of makes the process a little easier.
The house settlement just being approved, going into effect just in the last few days. What you got a good plan for what that's going to look like for you in women's basketball?
Well, I'll say every day when I talk about every day being different, just trying to understand what that looks like. I have a great team, with me, AD Cohen, Jared, I can call them and ask them a bunch of questions, which is a good thing. I think we're all still kind of learning and trying to figure out exactly what's going on. So do I have a plan? Yes. Just trying to figure out how to execute that plan is going to be the important part.
How valuable is this summer for your team and for the coaching staff to give you a kind of a head start on the season as you start to kind of build some chemistry?
Well, we kind of talked about the difference between mid-major and high major before. At certain schools like mine, you only get those 4 weeks of summer school, where here we get a complete 8. So in 8 weeks you can really build, 4 weeks of offense, 4 weeks of defense, 8 weeks of offense, but you have a lot of time to kind of build that culture, especially with us having a whole new team. Just kind of letting them know what the standards are here.
What did you, when you put your assistant coaching staff together, what were you looking forward to prioritize?
Well, experienced people that have done it on this level before. I had some great assistants at Norfolk, but I wanted people that, had high major experience, had SEC experience, had head coaching experience. So that was the first thing, I tell everybody with my program, I want the table around me to be round. I want to get opinions from everybody around me. So in order to do that, I had to kind of, go get a new staff. Kind of put me behind a little bit on the recruiting standpoint, but it'll be well worth it in the long run.
How about Nike? I guess that was just yesterday.
Yes.
I bumped into you, and you said that you had Barkley and Bo shoes were part of your arsenal growing up?
Oh, yes. As I kind of transferred over, to Auburn, and not, 2 of the top 10 probably Nike athletes are Auburn. So I wore Bo Jacksons all my life. I wore CB34s all my life. That's what I played in high school and after. So, it's the easy transformation for me. We want to get some of those exclusive ones to kind of put around. So our student athletes who probably really don't know can really see whose shoe it is and what that looks like.